Hi. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Richard.
This is Paul. I'm Richard. Together, we are
Richard and Paul.
That's right. Welcome to our channel.
I still think it should be Paul and Richard because P comes before R. Yeah.
I did it that way to be subversive, Paul.
Oh, subversive.
Yeah. God.
We're going to be doing this nude soon. Being very subversive.
I don't think we will.
No, I don't think so. No. My baps would be hanging down.
Oh, Paul,
Yeah,
don't say baps.
yeah.
A bap is a bread roll, not a breast.
Oh, dear, yeah. Or balm. Not for... but baps and balms.
Well, we have said this before.
Yeah.
Bread rolls, cobs, balms, baps.
Mm.
Cobs, balms, baps.
Yeah. They've all got connotations to them, but they're all about yeasty things.
Well, they might have a connotation if your mind is in the gutter, Paul.
Well, mine usually is. Yeah.
Disgusting.
There we are.
So anyway.
Sunday chat!
That's the show.
Yeah.
You're here with
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
here on Sunday.
On the sofa.
Sunday the 20th of August. It's not Sunday for us, it's Saturday, so this is a form of time travelling.
It is,
Paul?
isn't it?
Time
It
travel.
is. Yeah.
Anyway, some of you will be watching this at midnight. What? Yeah,
Midnight our time, not
Midnight.
midnight their time.
midnight. So welcome to you night owls, all snuggled up watching your devices in the dead of night.
That's a pigeon, isn't it? What's an owl do?
Well, I've never heard an owl that does that, but if you want, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they say twit to woo?
Oh, they do. Well, some do, don't they? Yeah.
Some screech.
Yeah. What's that,
Shush.
pterodactyl?
Paul,
Yeah.
you've just broken the mood for those people watching in the dead of night who are hoping for a soothing voice to lull them into sleep.
I'll zip it.
Not really, we don't want you to fall asleep during the show.
No.
But anyway, welcome, bloody welcome, to viewers all around the world. We might be a small channel, but we cover far and wide. Yeah, enough now.
Well, I haven't mimed for a while. I thought
No.
I'd do a bit of Marcel Marceau for everyone. Because I know some people love it.
Let's get on with the show.
Yeah. Weather.
Shush now, Paul. Just wait. Be patient. So welcome to everyone across all of our platforms, Instagram, X, Facebook, and our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's Facebook group Origin Borrowed, and that's contractual. And also our coffee supporters who buy us a coffee, which is wonderful. Thank you very much. So, anything else? Did I leave anything else out?
I don't think it matters.
No. So we usually kick off the proceedings with Richard and Paul's weather report.
Are we not doing that today then?
Yeah. Now.
So
That's why I just said it.
we usually, but it sounded as though you were going to say, but this week we're doing something different.
No, you read that wrong. Read the room, Paul. Read the room. Yeah. Weather. What's the weather been like this week, Paul?
Oh, it's been breezy, it's been wet, it's been sunny, it's been grim, it's been stormy, it's been grey. Yeah, it's been the whole bag this week, really, hasn't it?
Certainly a mixed bag, I would describe it as, Paul. That's
Humidity
correct.
has been sort of like as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, it has been a mixed bag. It was raining a couple of days. We've had warmth. We've had humidity, like Paul says. Plays havoc with your hairdo.
We've
But
had
not-
coolness.
But not if you use Elnet, like I do. That's Elnet by L'Oreal. We're available for sponsorship.
Yeah, other spray hair things are available
This
as
is
well.
not a paid promotion, but it is the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
so. Well, how would you know? You've never used it.
You know what? I don't think I've ever had hairspray on my hair.
No, well, yes, well.
Yeah, there we are.
Anyway.
And I don't do that, you see. You do that.
Let's move on. So yeah, it has been a mixed bag. And I did have to take the umbrella to work the other morning.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, because it was chucking it down. Wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But what was I going to say? Yeah, we've got the tail end of Storm Betty. I mean, what a name for a storm. It sounds like Betty's going to be sprinkling fairy cakes and chocolate gâteau all over the country.
Oh, that would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Storm Betty, it sounds all cosy and lovely.
And
doesn't
Yorkshire
it?
puddings, Yorkshire puddingy, because there's Betty's. Oh no, that's Bessie, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I got that wrong.
Maybe you're thinking of Betty Crocker.
Oh, Betty Crocker.
Isn't that a brand?
Yeah. And what about Betty Turpin as well?
She was a barmaid.
She was the barmaid on Coronation Street.
Who actually, the actress that played her, Betty Driver,
Right.
went to school with my grandfather.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Bill Kenwright Betty's son? Isn't he?
What?
He?
I don't know.
Because Bill Kenwright was in Coronation Street.
You're
as a
getting into
character.
territory that you don't know anything
No,
about.
I'm sure he
so
was. I'm sure he was
blah,
like the
blah,
son of the
blah.
grandson or
Oh,
something.
Doesn't matter. Let's
Yeah.
move on. So yeah, has been a mixed week. Blah blah blah. Today is sunny, showers, sunny, cloudy, cool,
Sunny.
warm, everything
Yeah.
rolled into one.
But not rainy.
And I am we had spots of rain earlier.
We had spots, but it wasn't rainy.
But I am holding out hope for beautiful September, October. You heard it here, folks.
Well, hold on to that hope.
I'm making my prediction now.
You think we're going to have an Indian summer then?
Well, I don't know. I've got a feeling in my bones.
Well, maybe.
We'll see. We'll see, Paul.
We were in a friend's garden a short while ago because we've got viewings today, which we'll come on to maybe later. And we did say it was feeling quite autumnal, which for the 20th of August is a bit too soon in the UK. But certainly the leaves are beginning to change colour on trees and things
indeed
like
drop.
that. And drop, yeah, absolutely. Our friend has got a really lovely tree in her back garden which has sort of virtually lime green leaves, but when they begin to go over they get bands of yellow in, and that's very much what her tree is doing at the moment, which is a good month or more earlier than normal, definitely.
Yeah.
And you know, we've had previously, when we've had really dry summers, the many trees have struggled because they haven't had enough rain. This year there's been plenty of rain, hasn't there? You know, so they haven't been struggling that way. But in terms of temperature, I think there is a shift going on in terms of autumn leaves, definitely. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. There we are. That's my little prediction. You've had yours and I've had mine. Yeah.
Do you notice anything different about me this week, Paul?
You're less grumpy than normal?
No, never.
No. Are
Do
you
you-
wearing a prosthetic nose? No?
I dyed my eyebrows.
Did you?
Yeah. Dyed my eyebrows because they're going grey. I don't want grey eyebrows yet.
What
so I
about your
dyed them.
beard?
No! Eyebrows stay dark for longer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I dyed them. What do you think, viewers?
Maybe you could dye your moustache here. Leave your beard like that.
No, Paul, don't be silly.
Well, it would match your eyebrows then,
My eyebrows match my natural hair colour,
which is grey.
which is dark brown. Paul, you don't know anything about eyebrows.
I know where they are.
Yours could do with dyeing as well, Paul. I think we should do Paul's. If you think we should, tell us. No, I was sick of plucking out greys because my eyebrows were dark. Look at last week's video, my eyebrows are dark.
You pluck your eyebrows.
Yeah, I do, I tidy them up.
I've
But I
got
thought I'd
hairs
dye
that sort
them.
of like spiral in
Yeah, well,
mine.
you don't manage yours very well.
Oh, right.
Eyebrow management is a really significant part of male grooming as we get older.
But there are those. There's that fashion now where eyebrows for women in particular, and sometimes for men, just look bloody ridiculous.
Oh yeah, too
They're sort of
too
like
shaped. Well, I remember years and years ago, because I had a monobrow when I was a teenager, so it just grew the whole way across. And of course, you start to learn how to pluck. But I once nicked my mum's hair removal cream, and I think it was
Was it Veet?
No, it was Nair.
Oh yeah, Nair, yeah.
And I smeared it all over, and then took it off, and I looked like Boy George. And I had to live with that until it grew back. And it was, it's embarrassing. Anyway, let's move on, and it was boring.
If you want to laugh, go onto Amazon and look at the reviews for Veet hair removal cream.
Veet for men.
Veet for men.
Veet for men.
It
It's
is hysterical.
I wonder if they're still there. I've not looked at them for a while.
No, I haven't, but I'm
I think
sure.
we mentioned it before, maybe a few years ago. Hysterical.
Absolutely.
Really. You can imagine what men do with hair removal cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
We're
we
not
go.
going to say any more. But hey, there you go. So, yeah.
Gosh, we've covered a lot already, and we've just got through weather.
I'm
That's it.
exhausted already. It's time for an afternoon nap. I was exhausted yesterday, which brings us on to... Oh no, we've got something else
I've got
to
an
talk about.
eyelash.
Leave
in
it
my-
now, Paul.
It's my eyelashes are falling out.
Well, don't. I have to wear false ones. If you want to see Paul wearing false eyelashes, just let us know.
What is this? If you want this, if you want
Well,
that.
we said people would like more content.
Yeah,
so I have to think of
there we
something.
are. Yeah.
Talking about more content, we're going to be trying out a monthly newsletter.
Email
Newsletter. So if you're interested, what you need to do is go to our website, which is horrendously old and hasn't been updated for years. Paul, that I gave you one job to do.
100.
Seriously. And go there, go to the contact bit, and then you can press on that, click on it,
Hover
press
over it.
Hover, and then it does sign up to our
Mailing list.
mailing list. If you do that, you'll be on our mailing list. I think there's about 150 people on there already. So sign up, and then in September, you'll get our first newsletter.
Yeah. We've
been working on it
we
slightly.
have. Yeah. Well, I've been working on it a lot. You've been working on it slightly.
Yeah, because I've been at work.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, I wasn't judging.
Full time.
I wasn't judging. So we've sort of got a basic frame, and there'll be sort of like catch up where you'll be able to click back on some of the videos that we've had in August. But let us know if you would like something in our newsletter as a sort of regular item. It would be quite interesting to know what you would like in there.
And also to let our coffee supporters know that we will also be resuming our sort of podcasty things that we do for our coffee supporters.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to focus on things, having had the past few months of kind of upheaval
in limbo.
and being in limbo with the house stuff and doing all the work that we did and the clear out and the getting rid of stuff, and it's been a busy year. So we kind of have taken our eye off the ball a little bit in terms of social media. I certainly have. Paul's been better at it than me. So we're just trying to sort of restructure things.
Get back in the saddle.
And get back on the saddle.
On the saddle, yeah.
Do you sit on a saddle? Do you sit in a saddle or on a saddle?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Because if you're a lady and you've got a lady's saddle, you're sort of in it and on it, yeah.
Alexa, please stop. Thank you.
And there are those really deep bucket saddles that you can get.
Now, just want to say why we have Alexa. People seem to think that Alexa interrupts us randomly. It's not the case. The reason we set a timer is because we film in sort of 15-20 minute chunks. because sometimes cameras can get a little bit warm, switch themselves off without any indication, and then wipe
Everything.
the whole file. So we do these sort of 15-20 minute chunks so we can restart the camera so it doesn't overheat. That's the reason we do it, folks. There is a practical reason.
Because we film this on your big
On my
camera.
camera,
Yeah. Rather than on a tablet or a phone.
Because it's
So,
better quality.
yeah. So all of my fabulous A Week at the Plots are just filmed on my phone. And they are just amazing quality as well. Just amazing. Really are.
Yeah, anyway.
Especially if I wipe the lens of
blah,
it.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Shush now, Paul. Anywho. So, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Mailing list, check. Coffee podcast, check. Paul, I'd like to ask you, how was the working week for you?
It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week, but I sort of feel as though I've had in my head a little bit more balance this week. I'm not quite sure why. There's been a few things going on that have been sort of not resolutions, but have been part of a sort of the process of things, and it's helped me. Some of them, basically it's just been a better balance in my head, which I think is good. As you were saying a moment ago, you know, the last 6 months, and particularly since we put the house on the sale, there's been such feeling of limbo in my head. I've felt that I've not been actually in the space that I've been inhabiting, if you see what I mean.
No,
But
I don't understand what that means.
I haven't felt in the moment. I felt as though everything is being forced.
Been thinking forwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I feel much more in the moment.
Yeah, have to be in the moment, because the moment's all we've got.
It is all we've got, yeah, absolutely. So that's been good. There's been quite a lot going on with For Earth's Sake this week. There's a few changes coming up with For Earth's Sake over the coming sort of 6 months, year, so we'll go into that when that happens. So that's been my working week, really. And I also think I've come to an understanding of what I'm going to be doing with A Week at the Plot as well. So I was doing sort of part 1, and if it was longer than a certain time, I was going to do part 2. What I'm doing now is I'm just doing A Week at the Plot for that week, and it might be Monday, Tuesday, and then Friday, maybe, or Friday, Sunday. So A Week at the Plot will still cover a week, but it's not going to be named part 1 and part 2, because I think that's also a bit confusing. So now I've settled on where that is going to be, that's made me happier as well.
Good.
How has your working week been, Richard?
It was a full-time week. I did the whole week. So tiring. And obviously I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do full-time, because it's extra money to pay the bills. And yeah, it was busy, generally busy, when it usually is, but quiet in some ways. So I had one day where I hardly had any phone calls, but I was clearing out a storeroom and swapping our PPE room over to the storeroom so I can free up the PPE room, which was set up during COVID. I can free that up to create additional office space. So I did that over 2 days, and I knew it just felt as though the phones were going to be quiet, and they were.
And is August usually a bit quieter?
Yeah, people are doing other things, people are away, people are holidaying, so it's generally the phones are always quieter in August, and then they pick up again in September when people are thinking about returning back to college, transport for college, issues around that. So
you always have quite a busy time, don't you, in that week before things click back to normal with transport and things like that?
Yeah, because people require transport to and from colleges, people with special needs, Very often that takes a while to settle in if there's new people that have just gone into a new term at a new college and things maybe haven't been totally sorted out for them. But our transport department generally deals with that. It's kind of, the setup is different now, so we don't get as many inquiries.
Right.
And I usually can't answer the inquiries anyway.
Right.
I have to pass them on. So I'm the messenger most of the time. So yeah, it was quieter, so I was able to get on with other things. So there was lots of cleaning, wiping of shelves, wiping of desks, throwing away of old stock that's gone out of date. Lots of trips to the dumpster to chuck stuff in, recycler and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it has been a busy week, and I kind of really felt it Friday when I got home. I was exhausted. I really was exhausted. I had to lie down when I got in. First thing I had to do was just lie down.
Yeah, yeah.
And that happens sometimes. I just need no input and I flake out and then hopefully get through the evening. But I was really, really tired yesterday. I feel tired today. But I think we're still getting over that virus.
Yeah, I think we are.
We're still both kind of a little bit coughy, a little bit sneezy, a little bit drippy, although we are normally a little bit drippy anyway. But also, I notice that the pollen levels are high at the moment. So I think that could be contributing to our nasal drip.
Yeah. I've got a special thing that I use, a spray that goes up my nose. Yeah.
What's that for, Paul?
It's for post-nasal drip.
Post-nasal drip.
But that's more for
nighttime,
back of the throat. Yeah. Because of my Barrett's esophagus. That's
so,
yeah.
Can you still go on though?
I can. I won't go into it, but I did have a appointment with the specialist the other day or the other week, and everything around my Barrett
all good.
Was good. So that is super. Because basically what they're trying to do through all of this is delay throat cancer for as long as possible. That's the thing, and stave it off, hopefully, so fingers crossed. All was good.
That is good. So busy time, busy week. It's a busy day today because we have 4 viewings today. We've had one already. We're doing this in between viewings, and then we've got viewings this afternoon, so we've got to get this sorted, get it edited, have lunch, and then clear out again.
So we had one first thing this morning because the estate agent tries and puts all of them in a block, but we had one this morning because those people were going on holiday at 1 o'clock or something today. So we said, it's a one-off,
It's a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest, because we had to be up early to do stuff.
But I have to say, the house is incredibly clean, isn't it, Richard?
Paul, is that because you did some dusting and hoovering yesterday? Oh, give him a medal. Yeah.
That thing gets quite heavy, doesn't it?
What thing?
That vacuum shark. It's quite when you're doing woo like that.
Poor Paul. You found the vacuum cleaner too heavy.
I know how to charge it now and empty it.
Good.
Yeah, and change from that brush to that brush.
Good.
And how to turn it on. Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, that's the house update. No offers yet. Kind of plenty of interest. We will have some further news on the house, but we'll bring that to you when we have spoken with the bank.
Yeah.
So, So, okay, we had a gift from Linda.
We did.
Lovely
we
Linda.
Did.
Show the people, Paul.
So, Linda has often sent us Isle of Wight tomatoes, which are always just
fantastic.
Incredible.
Thank you, Linda.
And confit tomatoes and things like that, which have been absolutely delicious. What Linda very kindly sent us this time is a whole load, or 4 flavoured olive oils.
Infused olive oils.
Infused olive oils. So there is basil, vine tomato, rosemary and garlic, and caramelised onion. And isn't that? I think it's lovely packaging.
Lovely. Thank
It's
you so
nice
much.
packaging, and also the thing that I love about this as well is it's completely plastic-free packaging.
Yeah.
So that's super. Little glass bottles. So yeah, absolutely lovely.
They
So
will
we
be
will be
used.
enjoying those.
Yeah.
I think we're most likely going to be using quite a few in sort of like dressings and things like that.
Well,
So,
also you can
yeah.
use them as a sort of addition to deepen the flavour of a
Yeah,
dish. you
yeah.
know.
And they've got a whole. It's called the gift of oil. And they've got a whole host of different ones. There's orange and
Yeah,
ginger,
blah, blah, blah.
mango,
You're not going to read them all.
pomegranate and fig, a whole load of different oils. So thanks very much, Linda. Much appreciated.
Lovely.
Yes, yeah.
It's been a strange week because
Yeah.
we had some news about Mum.
Yeah.
So it's not great news, but it's okay.
Yeah, okay at the
now.
moment. So after we did the recording of Sunday Chat last week on Saturday, I got a call from my brother to say that Mum had a heart attack. And she had been having her wash in the morning with the carer, and shortly after that had a heart attack. And the paramedics were called, obviously, straight away, and ECG was done, and Mum was moved to the intensive care unit at the Princess Elizabeth Hospital, which is a hospital in Guernsey, and was in there for a couple of days, and is now in a general ward, so is doing well. But we've also got to accept that Mum is 91, and yeah, we always thought, my brother and I and Richard, we always thought that Mum would have a sort of quite major heart attack, and that would see her off, because Mum, as far as we've known and through all the tests she's had over her life, has not had heart issues. But anyway, where she is at the moment, she's in the ward. They're going to be giving her physio, because she does need additional care at the moment for personal cares and things like that. And then there's going to be a physio assessment and an assessment of where she needs to be next and the care that she needs. And then hopefully she'll be able to go back to the care home that she is at the moment, Les Ormes, and continue, her life with maybe additional cares. So we'll keep you up to date with where that goes. But we have both been processing the fact that this is another sort of step on the way of Mum's life, if you like. So
It was a little bit of a shock.
I think it was more of a you felt more shocked than I did.
I was quite upset by it.
You were.
I did find it a bit of a shock, and I think it's just unexpected. But of course, like you say, when somebody gets to a certain age, you have to expect that something's going to happen that's going to cause their demise. But we've been living with that for the past 30 years, frankly, because your mum and dad have had their own health issues over the years, and you kind of always, I think with people that are older, you kind of have to accept that it could be any time.
I mean, it could
from
be
a
any
certain age.
It could be any time anywhere. I remember they went to the Dordogne on holiday. They did a sort of 3-week tour with another couple of France, and they went canoeing at the age of 67, 68 or whatever, and almost drowned. When
It wasn't canoeing, it was a white
kayaking. No, it was something like, was it white water? Anyway, yeah, they almost drowned.
Yeah.
And I remember Mum phoning me up, going, "Oh, we almost drowned." It's like, really? Did you? Was that a bit dangerous? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You kind of, in a way, get used to it.
Yeah.
You get used to the idea of losing people, because we've lost quite a few people. So
in the last sort of
Yes.
five. Well,
the
Dad
way
was
it
7
goes.
years ago, and I think since Dad's dying, there's been quite a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
loss is a part of getting older.
it is. It is absolutely.
You know.
And we have to process it and deal with it and try. Sometimes it's good to wallow in that, and then it's good to, you know, not, I don't like that term, pick yourself up, but get back in the saddle. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about resilience last week, and
We
funnily
were.
enough, this week at work, what pops up? A resilience course.
Really
Talking about resilience.
interesting.
Yeah, it is a recognised. Alexa, please stop. It's a recognised skill in life.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a workshop, you know, around resilience. I didn't do it because you had to log on and do this and do that. I'll probably do it next week. But you know, workplaces offer those kind of things because you're able to analyse your own levels of resilience and look at ways of increasing resilience, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that update. So yes, that's the situation with Mum. Yeah, as Paul says, we'll keep you updated as we hear news.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Paul, yeah.
That's it, is it?
What have we watched on television this week?
Oh, what have we? Well, we started watching Mary Beard's Rome.
Yeah, I'm going to have a rant about this now.
Oh, honestly.
So we sat down.
One of the things we hate. One of the things we hate is when a program tells you everything in the first 2 minutes. But this one was different, wasn't it?
Well, you were doing something in the kitchen, I don't know what, and I thought, a lovely little program about Rome. Great. I'd quite like to watch that, so I thought we'll put this on. I think you were doing our dessert for the evening, weren't you?
Yeah.
Our yoghurt and fruit.
Yogurt and fruit.
And I swear to goodness, 5 minutes of her telling what the program was going to be about,
And
asking questions. What did the ordinary people in Rome do every day? We're going to look at this. What did they eat? What did they wear? What did they do to get to market?
why
Blah,
was
blah,
the
blah.
Colosseum there?
Oh,
Blah, 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 blah.
And it became so annoying that we switched off.
Yeah.
Because I thought, if this program is going to be all about asking questions, I've quantum watched the program already.
Yeah.
And you know, they do the same when they show highlights of the program at the beginning.
I know, hate
This
that.
week I'll be looking at blah blah blah,
We're not.
doodah and la la, and
Are we that stupid now as a human race that we need to be told everything up front before we actually get explained things in a bit more detail? Are we all that stupid now?
Just-
that's what we need.
just crazy ridiculous now. It's just taking it too far with these programs, summaries and recaps, and you know, just crazy. So we gave up on that. We did try watching another program called Colosseum.
Which I think I will continue with.
It's too bloody for me.
It was too gory for him, but we do often watch these programmes when we might be having our lunch or our supper, so, you know, we usually stick to Murder, She Wrote or Father Brown or something, but this one I think we were eating and you went, no, I don't want any more of this.
No, I didn't want any more.
But actually the beginning of that programme was exactly what a programme should be. It was full of different specialists and professors telling you a bit about what they were talking about, the Colosseum and how the Colosseum came about,
but
and
my
the
question is-
emperor, so that you were. It wasn't questions; it was already answers, and that I enjoyed.
But my question is, who decided? I mean, I understand recaps if it's a series.
Yeah.
Last week, blah blah blah. Yeah, so it's quite helpful. It reminds you, especially if you're watching something weekly. Great. But when did somebody decide that you need a full summary
I know.
of the programme to come? When did somebody decide that people need that? Because I don't think we do. You know, a film doesn't do that.
It
You know-
well, you've got the trailer, haven't you? And
Yeah, but-
very often, trailers now can be like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, but it doesn't do that before the film.
No, it
would
does
be
it.
it would be the equivalent of showing the trailer right before the film.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
That's,
But we've noticed Joanna Lumley's are doing this Spice Trail, which we watched a few weeks ago. We record it generally. We record what we want to watch generally,
So we
and
can
then
skip
through the ads, but also skip through that first 2 minutes because I don't want to know what's coming up in the programme I'm going to watch. Either I've committed to watch that programme and it's interesting enough that I'll stick with it, or it's not. It's as simple as that. So don't tell me everything that's going to appear because of that. I find that's boring.
It's almost as though programme makers have forgotten how to do an introduction.
Exactly. You know,
because
exactly.
to me, a story has an introduction,
A beginning, a middle, and an end.
A middle and an end.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a summary, some form of titles,
Then highlights of what you're going to see.
and then the story, then the end, then next week.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand.
No.
So we also watched Parkinson at 50. So
Oh, yeah.
Michael Parkinson died the other day. And for those of you who don't know who Michael Parkinson is,
What planet are you living on?
he was a journalist that became a TV star.
He became a TV interviewer, and I hate the term for him and Russell Harty chat show host. I hate that.
He became an interviewer and was very famous in the 70s for interviewing big stars.
Big stars.
In a very down-to-earth but in-depth way. And we grew up with Parkinson on the telly.
Yeah.
Was it a Saturday night?
Saturday
Parkinson?
night, yeah.
And, you know, you would occasionally be allowed to stay up and watch Parkinson.
And it's interesting because he had George Michael on. This programme is looking back at the 50 years ago when it began. And George Michael was on, and George Michael did say, you know, his mum used to allow him to stay up late to watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that was the same for many of us.
Yeah. Because it was a weekend.
And because they were big names.
Hollywood stars. I mean, Hollywood superstars. And of course, it was very of the time as well. You know, people would be smoking cigarettes, drinking. The set would be brown.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this in the 70s. Do you think brown caught on because so many people smoked?
Well, I think so, because the walls would get dirty with nicotine stains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So brown
Yellowing.
show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So we watched that, which was okay.
It was actually...
There were interesting moments, but the actual structure of the show I thought was a bit all over the place.
It was a bit.
It was jumping around
It
quite
was
a
a
lot.
bit. But there was really interesting segments, and it was interesting. I mean, his interview with Helen Mirren, the first interview he did with Helen Mirren, he interviewed her twice, is excruciating to watch.
Oh, sexist. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we watched that. We continue with Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I know, we're crazy, but it's, the fourth time we've watched it.
I mean, it's just funny.
We just love it. It's like slipping on an old comfy sweater or cardigan.
Yeah, and it's also sort of uplifting as well.
It's comforting and uplifting. It's familiar. Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. Murder, She Wrote as usual.
Yeah.
With lunch.
I've
Daily.
daily, absolutely.
We do. And we finish off with dinner.
Yeah, so we start a new one, we get about halfway through, then we finish, and we watch the rest in the evening.
Yeah.
I also watched Jack Reacher. I started watching Jack Reacher 3, which is on Prime. You came in about the 4th episode and you said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Well, if you'd watch the other 3 episodes, you'd know."
Well, I do have an eye for detail.
From NeviewGeek.com.
What?
The other 2 season 3 is available to watch on HBO and HBO Max.
That really was an interruption.
Yeah, that was an interruption. I saw her go blue.
I know, I thought the alarm was about to go off.
Yeah.
Very odd. What were we saying? That threw me off.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah, I've got an eye for detail. And I did think a few times when they were sort of hiding and shooting, there were a couple of times where his head was above whatever he was hiding behind.
That is true.
So I thought, your head's going to get shot off. A couple of times where he was going along behind whatever the things were, that he wasn't looking. One point he was looking behind him, then he didn't bother. And I thought, no, as a director, I'd be like, no, you need to be looking behind you. He would have been shot by now.
It's
Really, it would have been. Paul.
But I really enjoy that type of program. I do.
Too.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take that away from you, Paul.
Really? I'm not sure about that.
We started season 2 of Fisk, which is on ITVX. We recommended that to a friend of ours. She thoroughly enjoyed it. We have kind of got a little bit bored with Jury Duty.
Yeah.
One of the episodes was really boring.
We said about that
unbelievable.
last week. Yeah.
And have we carried on? Can't remember.
We did one more. I think we will finish it, but it might be in sort of spits and spots, or it might not be at all.
Yeah. So there you go.
I think I want to see the denouement of it now.
Yes,
actually,
I think so.
Maybe we skip to the last episode because
skip to the end.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Yeah.
So that's it for television, and that's it for our week.
Is that it for our week?
That's it for our week, Paul.
That's a lovely little jacket you're wearing, Richard.
What, this little overshirt?
Yeah.
It's a corduroy overshirt, oversized.
Whose is it?
Comfortable and soft.
Whose is it, Richard?
It's yours.
Yeah, now that Richard's lost some weight, he can fit into my clothes. Yes.
Paul, I think you find this has always been very oversized for me.
I was looking at you when you were standing up behind the camera when he does his, you do your testing. Do testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's what he does every single Sunday chat recording. Before it starts, and then he gets up and he checks it. That is how he does it. It's not like testing, 1, 2, 3. He does it like that every single week.
I have to check for the glamour.
You do.
I mean, that's why people tune in, Paul, remember.
Yeah, they get the balance, don't they, between me being so glamorous and natural and you being completely made up and all plastic
Not made up.
surgery.
There's no makeup apart from tinted brows or high brows. As our French friend calls them, high brows. I guess they are high brows. I mean,
they are, yeah.
The eyebrows are the bras of the face.
There we are.
Anyway.
Oh dear.
So that's it for this week's Sunday Chat.
Sunday Chat!
Thank you for your continued support. And we're saying goodbye now. Goodbye, au revoir.
Bananas.
Bananas, tits and bums.
And melons.
Bye. Bye. Say goodbye, Paul. Say goodbye. Say goodbye now.
Bye now.